Welcome to the Indian Newsling podcast.
Good afternoon. This afternoon we have one of our very old friends, Jaimini Joshi, who has been an avid reader of Indian Newsling almost from the time we started 25 years ago. And she has been a great patron of our events. And recently we learned that she has undertaken a new passion, as it were, to recreate artistic form of many things which we normally discard or consider them as useless. So, Jaimini, welcome to the program.
Hello.
And tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, and then we can move into your artistic talent.
A little bit about me. I'm a single mom and have 2 teenage children.
Yep.
I live in Hobsonville Point. And I came to New Zealand in 2004. Before that, I was a reporter, and now I work in a bank.
Yeah, right. That's how we met when I first met you in 2004 because of your journalistic background.
Yes.
And from there, I've seen your children grow, and they have grown into fine young people.
Yes.
And I'm very happy that they're pursuing their career path or qualification. Tell us now about this artistic talent in you. When was this developed and how this came about? We will, during the course of this conversation, take some shots of the material that you have produced. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little more about this talent of yours.
So COVID changed a lot of lives, and it obviously changed mine too. So because we were not going anywhere, I would try to find surfaces to draw. I always could draw a little bit like a bird or a house, but I didn't put an effort to learn. During COVID, when people were suffering from COVID, I would create a card and put that in their post box and try to find a medium to connect. And a lot of people also at the time cleaned their houses and would put things outside. Where we live, you can just walk by, and if people don't want certain things, you can just collect.
This was in North Shore?
This is in Hobsonville Point.
Okay, right.
So I saw a lot of frames, and I started drawing, just very simple baby steps, and then for example, I started drawing a little bit of Madhubani, and then I started reading about it. I self-learned what the motifs look like, what was the history of this culture, and then I started doing it little by little and would gift it to people when they buy houses or when they had birthdays and stuff like that. I would go and give it to them. Of late, Venkat, I've realized that people now want different things. It's gone are the days of Kmart, and sorry, I didn't mean bad about them, but people are more conscious.
You have the right to say what you feel. You're a consumer.
Okay, but people don't want plastics, and they're more aware.
Right.
And look at what's happening to the climate change.
Right.
And at the time, I thought, well, it starts from me. So anything that would not be used, for example, this very old suitcase, I converted into a small library by just putting two plaque of wood, or any frames or any pots that are cracked, like something like this that had marks and didn't look very good. I would repaint and try to recreate something that describes me, that is Jaimini. Plus also being very proud that we have stopped something from going to the landfill. One of my friends, when she came to my house, she loved what I was doing. She introduced me to this person who works in Auckland Council, and when that person came in, she's like, "Wow, this is beautiful, and you should take this to the schools." So I started using some of my leaves from my normal work and going to schools with this message, and I got tremendous response.
I see.
The other thing why I want to do this, Venkat, is a lot of my art is contemporary, but a lot of them is also Indian, and there are these arts like Worli art or Madhubani. These are all. Also,
there is this wearable art.
Yes.
Which is held. You must take part in that.
Wellington.
I think. Yeah. Jaimini, tell me what kind of materials you use in either reconverting them into usable or showpiece items or products. Is there? Do you use wool, wood, cloth? steel? What kind of material you use?
Everything.
Ceramics?
Everything. So I use terracotta, wood, iron, frames, planters. So when after Gabriel, when people were complaining about the really bad storm, we went for a walk on the beach and fell in love with all those trash wood that came on the surface and converted them into planters. And I think that they are quite popular because we're growing the plants in natural wood and they look really stunning.
So is this being, for instance, this pot which is in front of you, what was that from? How did you make this?
So this was these two pots were very dirty and someone didn't want it. We live in an area where lots of people buy and sell houses, so when they're upgrading, they don't want certain things. And we have a Facebook page where they put stuff. And when I saw the roundness of it, I thought that is a beautiful round.
It looks as if we purchased from a shop. Yeah.
No, it does look $1 million after a little bit of effort. And they are one of my favorites. So someone didn't want it, so I went and I think I paid a little bit, $10 or $15. And then I put plants in there. I also had some drawing around it, but then I painted on it. The best thing is I get bored of very easily. So the best thing about this is I can upgrade on top of upgrade and then upgrade.
How many people are there like you? Do you know?
Oh, no, I don't.
Some time ago, Auckland Council did a program on the material that is being thrown away by people, organic or inorganic
Waste,
material,
yeah.
waste. And even in a small country like New Zealand, it's
A lot of waste.
billions of dollars worth more than the waste that is thrown, the damage it causes to the environment is very huge. And there was an appeal by this person from the council that how people can avoid dumping things. So if people like you can motivate others to either reuse some of the products which they discard as old or useless, or bring it together, and you can perhaps generate a movement whereby these things are properly utilized, and the world itself can become more beautiful than this. For instance, can anything be done with commonly thrown items like beer bottles or cans and all that, which people use and throw?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. All bottles, like I'm in love with shapes. So yes, we can repaint the bottle and draw whatever, any of these designs that you can see in my house. The cans can be used before, in large planters. You don't have to fill in the soil all the time. You can put them before at the bottom and then we can also create small planters from the cans by cutting the top.
But they say that you should not bury these things under the ground because these are all material which can damage the earth's
No,
surface.
I mean in the pot. So in a large pot, rather than putting the soil, you can have a base of those cans. So that gives the aeration. And when you're watering the plant, that it's a very good base for a large plant.
Okay. Tell us now, what are the things that you have created? How many items you have done? Just as a few examples, you've showed us this pot.
Yes.
You said that you made a library out of a suitcase.
Yes.
And what are the other items that you have created which would attract people's attention and therefore their interest?
I have used old frames. I have if it's slightly broken, then we correct it and then paint.
I'm sure Daryl will take a snapshot of those and show it as a part of this podcast.
Yeah.
Or video. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
So I have done frames, I have done planters. I've used an old CD rack to make a climber for my pothos. And then I've used drifted wood from the beach and converted them into planters. We had a stained furniture, so rather than throwing that, I painted on top of that table and did an artwork on it. We also had a stained couch, so used paint to color that. Someone had a bamboo tree and they didn't want it, so I took the bamboo sticks, and I created a lamp out of this, and I think that is one of the most beautiful thing in my house.
Fantastic. The couch or sofa on which you are sitting, Is this one of your creations?
No.
What about the pillows at the back?
No, none of these. Oh, unfortunately, I'm sitting on a place which is not my creation, but the other couch and other table is.
Yeah, because we had to take care of the lighting aspect
Yes.
of it. Yeah.
So this is not mine.
Okay. So are you of the belief that almost anything can be reconverted?
Totally.
Do you have an association or a group which believes in, recovering things that are thrown away as landfill or waste?
Interestingly, just this year, a lot of Mother's Day gifts, people have asked for something unique. I've just done a tie-up with a real estate agency, and when they buy or sell a property, they want to give a tailor-made present for them.
Right.
So when I do an artwork, say for example, Mr. Venkat bought a house, then I will tailor-make that art piece for them and write a note saying, thank you for helping in keeping this planet green. And just now I have started doing this story, but I think I will have lots of reach once you publish this video. A lot of people will see.
Sure, certainly. Also, I think it may be appropriate for you to coordinate your efforts with organizations like the Auckland Council, perhaps Creative New Zealand, or the Ministry of Arts, Culture and Heritage, Ministry of Environment. Those are the people I think who would certainly encourage you, because today these are all part of climate change. These are all part of saving the planet, as you mentioned when we started the conversation. If everyone can do his or her bit, I may not be an artist, but at least I can make sure that I don't throw things.
Yes.
There must be a collection point from where people can take. For instance, I think for mobile phones which emit electronic signals, once their life is off, there is someone who collects them. I don't know what they do with it, but they used to collect. Similarly, perhaps you can create a group following this interview, which can be of great help in the future, and also encourage young people to do it. So what are you planning to do?
I am planning to reach out to more schools, and even when I
That's fine, he's joining the conversation.
even when I send a message, because we have so many schools just around Hobsonville Point, they love the idea and they want me to go in and do it. So schools are the perfect examples because they have old benches and desks now, and we've painted them and we've recreated art on that. So that's one thing. But I definitely love your suggestion to reach out to Auckland Council and other organizations who are invested in this. For 3 years, I think, while I was doing, I didn't know where I would reach.
Do you know how many pieces you have made so far, including Madhubani paintings and other kinds of
about 100. About 100. Because I've also given away a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea. I think it's a good beginning. We will come back to you after some time to see the progress that you have made on this important aspect of our environment, and let us also assess your creativity, how it has gone, and see how you have been able to draw in more people.
Sure.
On that, you have the last word, Jaimini, before we say bye-bye for this afternoon. You can have your last word on what you do and your appeal to people.
I just want to say thank you, first of all, to you for coming around in my home and make me part of all the amazing things that you do. To everyone else who's watching this video, please reach out to me. I would love to get in touch with people who have the similar mindset, and we can do something together. If you have a birthday or a Mother's Day, I can create something really beautiful for your very special person. And before you discard anything, please think twice.
Very good. Thank you, Jaimini. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we would certainly love the opportunity of coming back and having another discussion with you. Good afternoon and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Indian Newslink podcast.